stories, questions. So what happened? Most of us love a story, right? 100 episodes, people! Who'd have thought? My goodness. So here we are. So this episode's not going to be like a normal one. What I'm going to do is I'll be talking a little bit, doing somewhat of a review over all the months since I started, and I'll be running some clips going right back to the early videos, right up to the present. I really did not think that I would have been on the journey that I have to get to this point in time. First things first, it really has been fantastic. All the different challenges, my goodness have I learnt things about things that I knew nothing about before. And I am going to say, unlike probably a lot of us have heard people say, when it comes to their earlier forays and efforts, people feel embarrassed about it. Well, you know what? I'm not going to feel embarrassed about it. And you know why? Because I started. I just think that that's one of the most important things, is to just start. A lot of times we either put things off or we dip our toe in and make a start and back off thinking, what am I doing? Who am I kidding? Get back to what you normally do. I do think that I'm living proof and evidence that even somebody completely clueless with even operating a video camera can make this sort of thing work. I'm not saying that my channel's big, and it certainly isn't. It is a small channel, but before I even started, I researched everything I could get my hands and eyes on from YouTube and other channels talking about what it takes to start up a channel. Along with that, YouTube do point out milestones, and although yes, I've been tracking slowly, I am reaching the milestones that they talk about. Although my channel growth and journey has been anything but spectacular, I followed the instructions, I was doing all that I possibly could, and really all I can say is I've just persisted. I think I'm on the right track, so I'm just going to continue on and see where this takes me. I do hope that things will grow, that people will enjoy my antics and what I'm up to with Mistress. And a good thing to look forward to is Mistress being launched, but once she is, Building SY Mistress will become Sailing SY Mistress, and the journeys will begin. And very much part of that is getting other people like you, on Mistress, getting to know each other, having some adventures, documenting it, and showing the world. I do think it's pretty easy to see just how tentatively I started this whole project, how clueless I was, and really how poor the quality of everything was in the earlier times. But I've just persevered, stubborn as I am, and to my reckoning, just continuing to improve, which is what I plan on continuing to do. And things just end up leading from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next. And that's what seems to happen. One thing is having gained some great patrons through Patreon. Sing out to all of you good guys and girls. And of course, to all of those people who follow the videos regularly, joining Mistress's journey. It's just been great to have the dialogue in the comments, and really, well and truly, the majority of feedback is very positive. But in the meantime, everybody, join me for this 100th episode of Building SY Mistress. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for watching, and I wish everybody all the very best. Take care. Boat project, huge project. You need to throw all time expectation out of the window, out of the door, into the water. Apologies for the not so good quality. This has been a very long project for me. I've actually built this whole boat stubbornly That's 3.5 tonnes of keel below there, which is reassuring. Okay, take two. The video camera has run out of memory. That's an example of a bit of extra engineering that I've put onto the boat. It's such a good and rewarding feeling doing boat work again. Pretty shitty day. And I'll have to do it all again. Such is boat work. My paint day today is not looking exactly great. But otherwise, I'm making progress and I'm happy just doing work. Loving it actually. There's so many things involved in painting. The actual paintwork itself is the quickest and easiest part of the whole process. The lengthy and monotonous and hard work, the sweaty and dirty work that needs to be put in for proper preparation to the still before you even think about mixing up paint is the most important part. Tomorrow, paint will go on. Yay! It's just the part that it's been my nemesis for years, to be honest. Not completely done, as you can see. There's about one pot short of getting it all done today, but ironing out lots of problems. So here we are, all painted. Nice. It actually makes the boat look, I don't know, you can just see its shape much better. Man, am I happy. Mistress finally gets her outside hull scrubbed. The more boat work that I do on her, giving her the much deserved attention that she has lacked for a long time, the more she seems to be coming alive to me. Where is my lunch? It's the boat work itself. You know, what you're wearing, the food that you're eating, the drinks that you can have access to, a clean environment, proper tables and chairs. It really does become unimportant when you're doing something that means so much to you. And as I say, the physical work alone actually brings a lot of really good feelings and fulfillment. Pretty pleased about the way this is cleaning up. My God, I did not think it was going to be so easy. Is there ever anything that happens on a boat that's easy? Jeez. And that's that done. It's come up nice. It was so nice to put all of that wire brush grinding aside and do something else. Also, as you can see, the weather was just absolutely beautiful. It wasn't hot, it wasn't cold, it wasn't windy, no rain, blue skies. Really nice to be outside, get some good work done. Getting this inside paintwork done really was my nemesis, but once I started to do the work, that light at the end of the tunnel really did start to come into view. As is always the case, longer than hoped or planned or whatever. But anyhow, the boat has been painted on the inside. My God, thank all the gods. Been doing a lot of work as well away, so of course that means not home doing boat work, which is fine, but in turn putting money away, and I've been working hard on that. Yeah, I have what I need, no excuses, so hopefully it's progress ahead. just to be sure. I mean, the thought brought chills down my spine. Imagine if you're working under there and the freaking thing dropped. I mean, you'd literally never recover from that. Hence all the handiwork of suspension by way of multi-lines, but better be safe than sorry. Interesting. The moment of truth for starting the motor, the engine. Everything's hooked up. I'll show you that now. It ran! Holy shite! To viewers, that's probably nothing. To me, that is monumental. I'm just loving the cool weather. I've got to say it on camera. Woo-hoo! Rain on down, fine by me. And then now I'll clean up all these sheets. Then I'll have to sweep up all the zillion bits of foam. That landed. Just sanding around the frames where I'm going to put the coving to give it some bite to adhere properly. And the newly acquired Papua New Guinean rosewood, which I'm pretty damn pleased with, I must admit. So you can see quite clearly there the coving in the whole floors and frames, bits and pieces. That's how that looks. And that'll protect all the framing from any water causing corrosion. That's my strategy. I will sand all of the coving back to the engine bay and then paint. So I'll have those three things going on: sanding, painting, coving, and then once that's done, painting that. And so finally, after all of the preparation work, I get to paint. So here's what all of the talk about the coving is all about. Here's coving that's finished. I'm just getting close there so you can see. But you can see that it's a nice, smooth, rounded joint. So far, it's been a lot of work, but absolutely would pale in comparison to if you had a corrosive problem that you had to try and deal with once all the furniture was built in. Next week, I will be moving into the boat, so it's been on my mind quite a lot about how all of this is actually going to work. So the next big thing on my plate ahead is this weekend I'm moving all the main gear out of where I'm living. It's going to work. I was a bit worried. And it's going to be roughing it camping. You know, it's a big thing going from where I've been living is quite luxurious actually. Regatta apartments right on the lake there, and great view and really modern and comfortable. And I'm going to be basically camping in the boat here while I'm working on it. But I just cannot think of a better arrangement to be able to focus and be interruption free than to actually be here away from all the comforts. So yeah, here we are. Last night I slept here for the first time, and it's somewhat maybe a little bit embarrassing to how I'm living now compared to how I've been living, but after having a great sleep last night, I've brewed myself a cup of tea. This is actually my second. The first one was so good. It's what you call appreciation for the simple things in life. My God, have I been exercising that. This is how I paint. Obviously, being inside the boat, confined space, so I've got to have the respirator mask Unfortunately, I can't film when I'm painting because, for obvious reasons, it's like a cloud down there once I start spraying. Well, people, believe it or not, goodness, all that sanding done. That is a big job, let me tell you. So here's the finished product. Here's what it looks like painted. For those who don't know what's involved, you know, all of what you're seeing here, it's not just a matter of, as so many friends and family been looking on thinking, why the hell can't you just paint it? It's like, yeah, it would be nice if it was that easy. Okay, so here's a pattern for the first bulkhead, which will be the forward end of the V-berth. So this is why you make templates, showing you all the blunders as well as the successes. Well, there we go, first bulkhead. So that's how you make posts. Well, you make anything out of timber. There's the milled timber for the framework for the forward berth. Okay, here we are, people. Time to upgrade the camera gear.
So yeah, no, this is so much better.
Okay.
Because you're going to have a much bigger sensor inside of it. It's going to be so much better than what you've got there.
The thing is that I want to make a big point about is this is going to change my video quality for the viewers who are actually have been tolerating my poor quality videos. This is rather fancy. I've actually invested in a new camera. So I'm filming this with the new Sony 53 something or other. So this is pretty much going to be the framework for the bed base. So there's the bed frame for the V-berth. Actually, when I lived at Mooloolaba, I used to pull up in my little dinghy, tie up to the, from home, tie up to the pontoon there and then just walk up and have dinner. A bottle of wine. Lovely. I reckon we give it a go, Samuel. What do you reckon? Yeah. As had already been shown in a prior episode, I had already been working on the main bulkhead between the V-berth and saloon. And so when I had some good help, I was able to move this largest of all bulkheads inside of Mistress. Now there's no science in this. Is it going all right? Because I'm not looking. So I've got that bulkhead, the main bulkhead completed. 3 pieces there. The timber work is just wonderful. I love it. I love it. On to damage control right now. My goodness, we just had a severe storm come through. The gazebo here has collapsed. The roof is torn. Water's come in. I must admit, fortunately not everything was completely doused and wet. I got hit pretty bad here. There's some video of that about the woodshed down and damage done. In addition to that, it's just been inundation with rain. I'm comfortable, I'm dry, I'm warm, and I have beer. The boat coat epoxy conveniently comes with pump dispensers that accurately provide the correct amounts of each part. And it eliminates the messy pouring from open containers. It also helps with a longer shelf life. Well, I think I've mixed up too much there. It's hot. Condensation and moisture even if it's not causing problems with the steel itself, will cause problems with mould growing on everything. It's a common problem with boats. So what I'm doing to try and prevent that is, with the furniture fit out, I'll be putting ventilation holes through the furniture in different parts. I just thought I'd explain a bit more about the ventilation holes. As mentioned when I was using the hole saw to cut these holes out, ventilation in closed areas in a boat is a very, very big consideration. Used the whole lot up for a change. I'd only have a little bit of waste. It's actually empty. Perfect. Has been a bit of mucking around putting this together, more than I anticipated. Surprise, surprise. This is going to be incredibly strong. My goodness. I can already feel it. It's not even finished. That is immovable. I reckon you could lift the boat up with that. Causes a sharp edge, just with a sanding block, just rounding that edge. It's not that difficult, as you can see. And it's all of the corners, wherever there's a really sharp corner. So there's another little technical tip. You need to round your corners. Otherwise, paint, whether it's epoxy or polyurethane, 2-pack, single pack, paint just doesn't like sharp corners. Internal design, I did that years ago, but in terms of the practical application of how it's all going to go together and exactly how it's going to work out, it's up for my decision, and that's a lot of fun, and it's a really precious position to be in, to be able to just do as I see fit and make the modifications along the way that I'm sure are better than my original thoughts. So the idea with this is to just make a little V slot in 2 corners. So here's a morning of epoxy painting, getting some panels done. 1, 2, 3 I've just coated, another coat that is, and then this one will be next. Little visitor this morning, actually I saw him last night. In case it's not obvious, it is freaking hot, 36 degrees outside, a little bit cooler inside the boat. Ooh. That is much better. Oh yeah, baby! Like a glove. So here's my new shed, everybody. I am so pleased with this. Going from one side to the next, pushing one, pushing the other. Oh, actually there's 4 this side, beg your pardon. There's another one in the centre there. Oh my word, that was testy. I may have let loose with more than a book of profanities. You ripper! So now that that bulkhead is all done, it's on to the next. It definitely gives an idea of, actually I have to lower my voice. I have the mic. I'm used to sort of raising my voice, sorry. That lines up exactly in line with that whole floor. So it's nice to see that things were built plumb and level, and also that the boat is level in which to build things. Now I'm doing all the fit out. So Troy, Pascal, I've just experienced a great night of your talk. Free range sailing, everybody. Check out the channel. But really I just wanted to say thank you. It was really, really nice to meet you in person and to hear more of your story.
Thanks for
Troy.
coming, Bruce.
Thanks,
Lovely
Pascal.
to meet you.
Hey, stop kissing my girlfriend.
Well, that was good to get that bulkhead into the boat. Now on to the next one, all in the same day. It's a record actually. So there's that template with the radius on top of that galley saloon bulkhead. So these two bulkheads are finished now. Another view of it from here. It's large, it is definitely large. What I've done is I've used a bit of scrap as mentioned. That's got that in. Oh, very rewarding knowing that that is in for good. So I'm going to have a beer for the occasion. How's that looking? Freaking strong, I'll tell you. All the main bulkheads in. And what this represents is now I have rooms through the whole boat. That is exciting. To just start up forward, for those who haven't seen, I guess there's many people that already have. Mistress will be 12 volt run only. I'm not going to have a parallel 240 volt system in Mistress. 12 volt for me is enough. Once the thread is all cleaned up and the compound is on there, I will obviously need to just screw and fit the valve. So that looks really good. I'm very happy with that. The fit is good. That's another good step in the process. Well, everybody, I'm just going to say it. This is a fail moment. This would have been so difficult to draw the wiring that I need to. This is why I've replaced this ribbed tubing with the electrical conduit. Well, this has all gone way, way better, as in simpler and easier than I anticipated. So these battens are all epoxy coated, 2 coats of epoxy, 3 coats to the ends. Just to explain what I'm up to here. As you can see, I have 2 cleats here and there's 2 cleats on the hull. And they are for mounting the cabin sole. Well, that is in, and that, my goodness, is so strong.
Doesn't make it easy. The other piece of my heart moves slow, somewhere in the great unknown. When I return from the afterglow, will you carry me like I am whole again? Wait.
Now the part that I've been waiting for to stand on it. Yeah, that's nice. I can say that it's so nice to have a flat floor surface up here. Well, everybody, I hope you've enjoyed a view down memory lane there. That's episodes 1 up to 50 of Building SY Mistress. I did want to go all the way up to episode 100, but we're already at nearly 30 minutes, and I just don't think anybody's going to tune in for that long. So it looks like there's going to have to be a memory lane from episode 51 to 100. Who's in for that, people? I rarely request everybody, but could you please give this video a thumbs up like, please subscribe if you haven't already, and please share it, all of which will help me for my channel to grow, which I would really appreciate. Till next time, everybody, take care.
Take me for who I am. We're face to face, but can you look into my eyes? This is me, and I won't be no one else, so gotta stop the game before you lose. I said, gotta let me live my life if you wanna keep this fire.